So this is a concept that I use literally all the time. Whether I'm trying to add more character to something I'm already doing, or if I'm on a chord for a while and just need to fill in some space, what we sometimes end up doing rather to fill up the space is we come up with chords and lines that are different from the chord we're on. For example, if we're on a D flat major chord, we'll use other chords like A flat or F sharp minor to create fillers for the D flat chord. But I'll show you a simple way to create embellishments without having to stray away from the chord you're on. So there's 4 concepts to execute this correctly and effectively. Number 1 is arpeggios. Number 2, grace notes. Number 3, harmonizing notes in 6. And number 4 is targeting chord tones. We'll go through each concept and use How Great Is Our God as our song of reference. So let's start with the first concept, arpeggios. So the idea is really to use different arpeggios to embellish what you're doing. So let's take the first 2 chords of the song. Right? We can arpeggiate the D flat chord going up or down and do the same for the E flat chord, E flat minor chord. You can even use an A flat major chord. Now the reason why the A flat works is because the A flat over D flat is simply a D flat major 9 chord. So this is how subdividing harmony can be useful as well. So this is an example of me using the D flat arpeggio as an embellishment. Okay, cool. I'll do the same concept, but this time I'll come down instead of going up. Okay. Now this time we'll use the E flat minor to arpeggiate. Let's try the A flat. Let's try it coming down. Okay, that's fairly simple. Now let's try the second technique where we use grace notes. So there's different types of grace notes that I'll use. I've used this one already. Okay, you can use this one. Or you can use where you kind of slide your finger. Okay, so the third one is harmonizing in 6. So basically what I'll do is I'll create a melody and I'll harmonize it in 6. So let's say the melody is, so how great is our God. Or how great. Pretty simple. So the cool thing about this concept is that you can utilize everything that we've covered before, whether it's arpeggios, grace notes, or drop 2s, and harmonize it in 6. So that's where it gets pretty interesting. So let's say I wanted to do so that's really just drop 2s. Let's say I wanted to use the arpeggio we did before and harmonize that in 6th, right? So that's what it was. So now if we harmonize it in 6th, okay. Now targeting chord tones is really simple. All you're doing is figuring out what the chord tones are, and then deciding how you're going to approach them, whether it's a step away or a scale degree away, like a scale degree down, or a scale degree up, or a whole step away. Well, that's the same thing. Or like a skipping a scale note away or something like that. So for example, if I take the D flat triad, I say I'm going to approach the 5th down a note, and I'm going to approach the 1 down a note, and just go straight to the F, and not approach the F in any type of way, just play the F. So together it'll sound something like this. Right? That's one example. Or if you say, I want to walk up to the 5th, like that, and then you want to say, maybe I want to approach the 1 and then go down a step from the 1 and then come back up to it like this. And then maybe you want to approach the 3rd with a grace note like this. And then maybe you want to go straight to the 5th down an octave. So all this is targeting specific chord tones, right? So all together it'll sound something like this. And all this is just one hand. So imagine what you could add with the left hand. Or whatever it turns out to be. But, you know, take some time, mess around with all of these different techniques, and trust me, you'll discover new ideas, and you'll soon figure out that it's really easy to come up with embellishments and different ideas, and you don't necessarily have to stray away from the chord that you're at and come up with crazy reharms. You know, just figure out what the chord tones are, figure out how you want to target them, whether it's a step away, and use the arpeggios, use grace notes, use harmonizing in 6, and you'll find that your playing becomes more full and more interesting.